Welcome to episode 37 of the Grindhouse Podcast. I am your host, Edwin Cabrera, a.k.a. Steady Eddie. To the left of me is my homie, my day one, Chris Martin, a.k.a. Critta.
Yo, and just a quick thing. Like, subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you like what we do, share it. Also, we have some merch. You can actually see it.
Yeah, if you like this hat on my head, buy it.
So buy that shit. So yeah, let's get into it.
So we got a special guest with us today, and actually we don't even have a guest because actually we're the guest. We're at his house. So thank you first of all for having us over.
Of course.
Really excited to be here. Really excited to have you on. Technically, this is the third time you're on because. Yeah, because we had you on like last year, but then we had you on the Zoom chat for your album release.
Oh yeah. I forgot about the Zoom chat during the quarantine.
Listening thing.
We was talking about West Street.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we talked about West Street. We talked about Sunrise on the West on the first podcast, and now we're here to talk about Gifted Underachiever.
It's a long time coming, man.
Yep. So again, thank you for having me, man. How you been?
I've been good, man. Like I said about the quarantine, just been quarantined, trying to stay out the way, trying to stay out of the trouble, try to be creative, try to prosper, and just trying to make music and keep this shit going. Yeah.
What's been the reception like so far with the Gifted Underachiever album?
Yo, to be honest, I've been getting way more positive reviews on this. Like, honestly wish this album was a little longer because I didn't think I guess the consumers would enjoy this project so much. Maybe because it's short, it got a replay value because you got to keep, and then like it's a lot of like, it's the production, the lyrics, the singing and stuff like that. I involved within this project. It made people kind of like. It sounds different than Sunrises on the West. It sounds different than West Street. It was more of an East Coast feel, So it was like it kind of gravitated toward the East Coast where I'm at right now, and it just blossomed like every few days I hear somebody DM me, somebody's telling me like, yo, this project is crazy. Some people actually like this project more than West Street. So it's like I like to debate about it. I love that. Like, which one is better, Gifted Underachiever or West Street? So I love that because I dropped 2 projects back to back. So it's like it's like I'm in competition with myself. Yeah, so it's dope. Yeah.
What's it been like? Like we were out west up until was it last year? You moved here?
Yeah. I moved out here last year.
So what's it been like as a new act, especially in a new act in a new city? What's it been like trying to make a name for yourself out here?
I'm such a social person. Like, anybody that knows me, like, I'm such a social butterfly, bro. Like, it's not hard for me to come to you and be like, yo, I rap. Yo, I make music. I'm going to do that because I want to be known. Not like to a point where I'm famous, but I want you to know that I make music so you can listen to it, get inspired by it. But the transition from LA to out here and the transition from out here and being a rapper and stuff like that, it wasn't right. It wasn't that hard for me because I met the right people. Yeah. I met you guys. I met, Supreme. I met Kaleo. I met I was just meeting the right people that put me in the right position to be known and to be shared and to make music. Right. Even Michael, like T Bone. I was just meeting the right people, man, to execute my vision that I want. So that's the difference being in LA and out here. Yeah.
And we're gonna have some walk-on guests real quick that actually helped Wes put this album on. We got T Bone, Mike L's hanging out. We got Mac Dolo hanging out. We got Kaleo hanging out. Yeah. So we got the homies hanging out in the back. Just want to let y'all know that we are recording, so keep the voices down, please. But thank you. So they'll be walking on. They'll be talking their shit. Yeah. What they did on the album and sort of like what their relationship with Wes is. But I'm curious, just off of that, I've heard other artists, actually I've heard multiple artists say this, where they feel like they need to get poppin' outside of Lynn. Artists from Lynn feel like they need to go elsewhere in order to get poppin'. They need to spread their music elsewhere. That way people in Lynn fucks with them. Because there's been this whole thing with Lynn where, we have a huge hip-hop community, a lot of talented artists, but the community itself, there's been, the artists say the community itself, and I don't think that they're wrong, there's a lack of support or a lack of real kind of ownership of the artists from Lynn, and so they feel like they have to go out and make a name for themselves elsewhere for them to get respect here. I'm curious to know what has been your perspective on that.
My perspective is, in a sense, you when you're in the music shit and you, in a sense, yeah. Once you venture out somewhere else, and because you're new, you're in a new environment. Yes, people gonna gravitate you like way more than your own city, the people that know you, in a sense. But I think at the same time, I feel like you could pop in your city. There's a lot of acts that I know that I seen, arms reach that popped in their own city, and become hood famous, become, the guy to go to. So I don't think you need to move to New York or move to LA or move to Atlanta to pop in your city, because if people fuck with you, they gonna fuck with you. If people like you, they gonna like you. If they don't, fuck them. Like, fuck them. Yeah. Like, yeah. Why move to a whole place? This is your ground. Like, building shit from the ground up. People always want to take the easy route. So it's like, nah, man, build that shit from the ground up, like Nipsey did, man. People loved him in LA, and he's from LA. People loved him in LA. So do the same shit. Take that blueprint. Even Jay-Z, even Master P. A lot of people loved him in their cities. Take that blueprint and apply it to yourself, and then the city gonna fuck with you. To me, it's like, and I feel like a lot of rappers, they want to like. See the difference between me and a lot of rappers. A lot of rappers want to like be known but not be known. Yo, you could be the best rapper in the fucking world, and excuse me for my language, I'm cussing a lot, but I'm comfortable with y'all now. Yeah, I'm comfortable with y'all now. So like, I feel like rappers, like, they could be the best rappers alive, but if nobody know you, like, you know what I mean? Like, who cares? So I feel like a lot of rappers need to go to their community, talk to the people, talk to these kids, talk to the adults, talk to the OGs, talk to the YGs, and really like, and really get in tune what people like, what people don't like, and get to know. I like to get to know the community, because that's when people gonna fuck with you. People fuck with me because I went to Lynn and yo, I'm West, yo, what's up, and build relationships with every individual I met, and that's how people gonna rock with you, is building relationships. A lot of people don't know how to network. They get like sensitive, or they get like in their own ass and act like they don't need to know anybody, So it's like, nah, that's not how this thing work, man. Unless you want to use the internet,
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
How do you feel about internet rappers compared to, because you're like an on the ground type dude. Like, you like to. It seems like you like to be on the ground, like mixing it up with people, mixing up with other artists, mixing up with other producers. Fucking with people on the internet, but also like mainly being on the ground and really kind of face to face connecting with people. That seems to be your like bread and butter.
Yeah, that's because honestly, I'm not gonna do music with you if we meet on the internet. I got to get to know you. I got to know what you like, what you don't like. When's your birthday? Your zodiac. I need to know everything about you before I can make music, because music is spiritual to me. Like me and Kaleo, rapper out here from Lynn. Me and him didn't make a song till like 6-8 months later, after we was hanging out, partying, messing with girls, talking, all that. We didn't make a first record till like 6-8 months later, because we grew a bond. So when we got into the studio, it was easy for us to make Live By Die By. It was easy to make Standing By Go Day and Spiritual Conflict. It was just like, it was easy to do that. So once you create a bond with an artist, face to face, go out, hang out with them, then it's just like, it's the chemistry is there, you know what they like, like what music they listen to. So I think a lot of artists need to do that instead of just sending stuff off. Go meet that artist, go talk to them, because they're human just like us, or just like me. So I think like that internet shit is cool. It's a beautiful, it's a curse and a blessing. But like with me, I like face to face. I like to get to know somebody, and I feel like that's more impactful than just sending a tweet out or sending a DM out. I feel like it's more impactful for me to talk to you in person and get to know you in person as an artist and as a person. So I like that route way better.
And I'm not knocking internet rappers at all, because like I'm an introvert. So like if I was a rapper, I'd probably just be on the internet, because like I don't get out much or anything like that.
I feel that.
But I feel like there is something that you say that I like. A lot of internet rappers, I feel like, do it out of convenience rather than like just like put it on their shoes, stepping outside and actually doing it. I feel like a lot of them, it's not probably like I'm a kind of a antisocial thing. It seems like it's almost a lazy thing, in my opinion. Like I see a lot of people mostly like trying to get on the internet, which is great. There's a lot of avenues, but and I've told you this multiple times. I respect the way you're out on the streets actually making these connections and then performing, meeting up with people, going to New York, flying to Cali, doing the whole thing. Because it seems like, man, you're working. You always working.
I'm trying. Yeah, I'm trying, bro. It's kind of like a politician. It's kind of like a president. He got to go to state to city, state to state, city to city, and get on his campaign and really talk to the people, and really introduce themselves. That's what presidents do. It's the same thing. You can't. And I feel like I said, I feel like it's just more impactful me going to Atlanta or me going to New York and be like, hey, what's up? It's just it's like, how can I explain this? I'm not gonna say I inspired him, but it's like, damn, if he's doing that, I could go do that too. I could. For me, it works for me, so it's a better result for me. Instead of just DM somebody from Atlanta, be like, hey, let's work. I feel like me going to Atlanta and meeting the person, I feel like it's more impactful. Especially keeping it real, keeping it real shit. It's like, I'm not saying I'm keeping it real. I'm just staying solid because I'm just a nigga that that's like the hood, like the projects, and just like being in that environment. So me going out there, it just gives me a whole perspective of how you lived, how the other person lived. That's what I like. And so I'm inspiring you, but you inspire me at the same time, and I love that. It's different perspectives. That's what I love doing. That I feel like the art of perspective. It could get you somewhere.
So when you work with an artist, do you not avoid sending songs out? Do you go in the studio and work?
I go in
with
the
them?
studio with them. I don't like. For some reason, I like the old school way. I don't like sending my vocals through email or sending a session via email unless you mixing and mastering, like whatever. But if we were recording, I want to get in the studio because I feel like that's cheating. I feel like if I send my vocals in, and you hear what I'm saying, you could go off what I'm saying. I want to see you create right there and there. I want to see how what's your writing process, how you came up with the words and stuff, how you came up with the rhyming scheme. It's kind of competition, a friendly competition. I want to see how you work, and then vice versa. I don't want to. It's because for instance, when Big Sean did his verse on Control, he did not know Kendrick Lamar was going to do some shit like that. Yeah. He was just caught surprised. He was like, damn, if I knew Kendrick would done that, my verse probably be totally different. Because he sent it off. So I'm not about to do that. We're going to come up with something right here, right now.
Work together.
Together. Yeah, forget that.
You actually, so you had a Lynn legend on your recent album, Estee Nack.
Yeah.
How was working with him?
Yo, Estee Nack, he is fucking dope, man. He's so he's knowledge itself. He put me on so much, man. He dropped jewels for me, man, and it was so dope because it was such he had open arms with me. So as soon as we met, we was cool with each other. We was talking about life, things he went through, things I went through, and I went to his studio. They call it Mini Mansion. Yep. And it's it's really a vibe, man. So working with Estee Nack, I learned a lot. Yeah, I learned a lot, and he's kind of like the big homie, man. He tell me what to do, what not to do. You should do this, you should do that. He's really giving me game, man. He actually pulled up and he's real too, man. He actually pulled up to the block yesterday, said what's up to all the niggas, chill with us and everything. He got some fans in LA. One of my homies loved this dude, man. So I FaceTime my homie, man, and he was on the phone talking to him, man. My homie was going crazy, and I'm like, damn, I could tell it made Estee Nack feel good because sometimes us rappers or artists don't know that the other side of this country, listen to our music. So him seeing that, I'm like, yo, no, bro, this is a dude from LA, bro. He really messed with your vibe, bro. And he was just like, damn, this is dope. So my experience with Estee Nack, working with him and working the song, that was a crazy experience. It was real dope. Kane Old Dog meets Purnell. It's I got that. I'm a big fan of Menace to Society. So Kane is one of the actors, the main characters, and Old Dog is Lawrence Tate. Lawrence Tate is my favorite actor. He's my favorite actor too. And in the movie, Purnell's the OG. So it's and Kaleo's on the song too. So it's Kane and Old Dog. Me and Kaleo's Kane and Old Dog meeting Purnell, and he's giving us game and talking to us. That's basically what the song was about. Different perspectives. So yeah, and
I like that.
Yeah, I mentioned Farrakhan on that song because when I met Farrakhan, it was like a special moment. So I was like, I gotta say this. Like, you know, I met Farrakhan. Y'all niggas, I met Farrakhan, and he told me I was special. He picked me out the crowd and was like, you know, who's you? So, and he told me, yeah. And I told him my real name and everything. And, you know, my real name is Jalil Wajid. That's an Arabic Muslim name. So that boom, that sparked, you know, I sparked some. I guess it sparked something with him and his wife. And Farrakhan, you know, that's a beautiful name. I could tell you're special. And he was just giving me my flowers. I'm like, yo, this is Louis Farrakhan, yeah.
That's beautiful.
So I was like, I gotta say that. I gotta talk my shit and say that on the record. Like, y'all can't tell me shit. Farrakhan told me I was special.
Yeah.
You know, it was just like a little bragging right. Yeah.
That's amazing. I'm curious, you know, because I'm sure people are watching this, you know, who are also hip hop artists or aspiring to be, you know, and they could use any type of advice that either you are willing to give out. You know, maybe you got from Farrakhan, maybe you got from Estee, working with Estee. But I'm curious to know, what has been some of the best advice you've received as an artist from either other artists or people that you admired?
One thing that ST told me, because my flow, my style, especially on the East Coast, or especially on the West Coast, it's freaking, my style is very unorthodox and it's different, you know, so it gives you a different vibe. And I was thinking about changing it. I was thinking about going to, like, you know, a whole different route. And Estee Nack was like, nah, bro, you Wst Taylor for a reason. Estee Nack was telling me, like, yo, stay with your sound. Stay with that Gunnetree sound. Stay with that. Don't change, because I notice you by your sound. You know, I recognize you by your sound. So, and I loved it. So when Estee Nack told me that like, all right, bet. You know, so if you sound different, you know, you don't sound like the typical mainstream rap, that's okay. Stick with your sound. Sometimes it might take 5 years for you to break. It might take 10 years. It might take you till you 35 to break. But keep going with your thing, man. Like Nipsey say, life is a marathon. Stay on your road, stay on your route, and sooner or later you're gonna break. Kendrick Lamar did not sound like everybody in Compton. Look where he at. It was a whole different vibe, whole different sound. And I could go with many artists, you know, with a whole different sound that shifted hip hop. So your sound might be the sound that shift hip hop. So keep going with it. And I tell myself that all the time. You know, so to young artists, to middle-aged artists or older artists, stick with your sound, man. Don't change. Don't switch, you know, and just be more creative. That's all.
You know what I noticed about you also is you definitely, like, you can tell when somebody's a student of the game simply by the way they answer things. And just how you big up, like, I feel like you just bigged up within the last 5 minutes like 7 different people, because like it's like it seems like you study these dudes.
Oh, I study hip hop, man. Like, I study hip hop all from the 80s to now, man. Like, I can name you almost all the rappers in the 80s, all the rappers in the 90s, early 2000. I study. I sit back and watch documentaries. I sit back and watch Kaleo, how he raps and how he write. Same with ST, same with Mac. Everybody that I work with, I study them, because I'm just a student of the game, man, and I want to get better. I want to learn. So it's like I'm developing like I was talking to El Divino, right? El Divino was telling me about mathematics and all the other stuff like that. We was talking like 4 or 5 in the morning. He was like, you should do this, you should do that, and everything. And I'm like, and he was just giving me so much information. I was like, Divino, you know you're going to turn me into a monster, bro. Like, I was like, yo, he was like, I know that. That's why I'm giving you this information. So I shout out to Divino, too, because he gave me some game. Man. Word. And, yeah, I'm just a student of the game, man. I love hip-hop. I love rap. I love fashion. I love everything about hip-hop, you know, like the art, everything. So, yeah, I'm obsessed with it.
Has being on the East Coast, because obviously you're a Cali kid,
right?
Has that changed your sound at all, like being here, or?
It didn't, because I always rap like this. It's just my flow got better, the sound got better. You know, everything grew. If you listen to Sunrise in the West, it doesn't sound like. Of course, it sounds like a West Coast project because the way I talk, my slang. But it's more East Coast beats driven. If you if you listen to my project, so me transitioning to the East Coast, the sound of it worked better for me, because I'm talking West Coast slang on East Coast beats. So everybody's just like, you know what I mean? Everybody's appalled, you know? Yeah. So it worked better for me, actually, man. Because, you know, a lot of West Coast A lot of West Coast artists don't get on these type of beats, the boom baps or the gritty type of beats and stuff like that. And I love it because I'm a big fan of Wu Tang. I love it. I'm a big fan. I used to be a big fan of Off Future. You know, a big fan of Mobb Deep. You know, so me getting on those like twin beats, like I'm like bet. You know what I mean? I love these type of sounds anyway. I want to talk gritty. Yeah. So yeah, the transition from that to this, it was, you know, it wasn't hard, you know, because I love it, you know.
What about the environmental change? What about the how you know, what was it like when you were an artist in LA and then when you moved here? What's the differences between the two environments?
Me being an artist in LA, I was just learning. So I was naive and like vulnerable. I didn't know, you know what I mean? So to me, I didn't really develop my sound until I moved out here. So what was your question again? My fault, bro. What was it?
The different environments between LA, like being an artist in LA. What's like the reception like? You know, what's the life like over there as an artist? And then like when you came over here, what's the life like?
LA, you gotta remember, LA is Hollywood, so it's a lot of competition. And then LA is big, but like LA small at the same time. You got artists in Inglewood, you got artists in Compton, you got artists in the Valley, you got artists in Watts, you got artists in West LA, South Central. So, and everybody's trying to make it. That's the land of opportunity. So it's a lot way more competition. And if you ain't got money and you don't know the right people, it's gonna be real hard for you. You gotta meet the right people when you move to LA, because if you don't, it's gonna be hard for you, man. So out here, because I was the new kid, because you know, somebody from Cali, somebody from LA, you don't see that. You don't see, especially specifically for in Lynn, you don't see that. You know what I mean? So like, it brought more attention to me. So me being an artist out here, it just brought way more attention. Out there in LA, it was just like, okay, another rapper. Oh, he from LA. Okay, he's talking street shit. You know what I mean? Like, okay, like, you know what I mean? Like, all right, same shit. You know, like other rappers is rapping about. But when I came out here, I developed my sound, and it shifted the viewer or the consumer like perspective on how they look at my music out here, because it's different. So out here was way much easier to blossom because it's less competition. I'm gonna say it because I sound different, you know, and I feel like I'm the best rapper out here. Fuck it, gifted underachiever. You know, I think I have a whole different sound. I think my whole crew have a whole different sound. I feel like nobody's not touching us at all whatsoever. I feel like we really like big steppers over here, and I feel like, you know, we have a sound that's very creative, and nobody sound like us. You can't hear anybody in the mainstream or underground that sound like a Wst Taylor, sound like a Mac Dola, sound like a Kaleo Jacobs, to have the same production as T-Bone. Nobody had that, you know. So that's one thing I know, that nobody not fucking with us. So being out here was like a blessing in disguise. Yeah. So I you know, yeah.
That's a good segue.
I think I asked your question, right?
No, you did. This is a good segue. So why gifted underachiever? Like, kind of give us like
the title,
like the meaning of the title, like why you titled it that.
First, I also call it something else, but I'll remember. Can I give you a history of, I'll give you the history about meeting T-Bone and stuff after I give you the title. But yeah, with T-Bone, with Gifted Underachiever, I feel like I got so much talent. I feel like I got so much things I could bring to the table, to the world, that's gifted, you know. Like, I feel like I'm gifted to do that, you know, because I feel like I make certain statements that intrigue people and inspire them, you know. Even my work ethic or anything I do change, whatever, fashion, whatever. So that's being gifted. And underachiever, man, it's like I feel like everything I do, I feel like I always take an L, but I always overcome that L. To be honest, I take so many L's and more than W's. And so that's kind of like an underachiever. So, but I always keep it going, man. I always try to stay positive. I always try to prosper. So, gifted underachiever. That's just basically the statement of, you know, a talented loser. yeah. And a talented loser trying to be a winner. That's basically that's basically what the title is. A talented loser trying to be a winner. And I feel like everybody could relate to that. You know, sometimes you crash your car, you have to get back on the bus. And then when you're on the bus, you save up money to buy a bucket. And now now you're driving a bucket, and you save up your money, you sell a bucket, and then you get the car you wanted. That's basically like my life transition. Then crash the new car, go back to day when you don't want. It's like damn. All right,
now you back on the bus.
Yeah, back on the bus. Yeah, square one. So that's gifted underachiever, man. If you ever, it's like I always say, man. If you never been broke, you never took L's, you never lose money. You never just went through it, you're not going to understand me, and then after you go all through all the bullshit, go to the abyss, go to Hades, whatever, you still see the light under the end of the tunnel. That's gifted underachiever. I feel like everybody could relate to that. It's still trying to be positive. I'm sure you went through your battles. I'm sure because I know you went through your battles, and you still doing what you're doing right now. You know what I mean? It's frustrating, but you love it so much, you got to keep it going. So yeah. For sure. That's gifted underachiever right there.
So you work really hard, and you have this crazy work ethic. What motivates you? What fuels your fire? Like,
to be honest, remember that incident I had when I got almost died? Remember I told you about that incident?
Yeah.
That's when I was like, okay, it's time to go, because any moment your life could be taken away from you. Any moment. So, and I almost became a statistic. They usually say, in LA, a lot of people don't live past 25. So me living past 25 is a blessing. And I almost didn't make it. So from there, I was like, it's time to go. So today could be my last day. But if I put all this music out and express how I feel, my music will always live forever. And that's what I'm working on, man. It's the thought of living forever, even if my body, the physical being is not here. So that's what I'm working on, man. It's making an impact on people's lives. So when I'm not here, you'll be like, yo, West was cool. Yo, West did this for me. West was like this, and this. I want that. So it's not like being famous. It's just being impactful and inspiring somebody, So that's what I'm working on. If I say one thing to you, you're gonna take that for the rest of your life. So that's what I'm working on, man.
Yeah, I've heard that from multiple people. The way you interact, the way you move.
Yeah.
I think the way you move is just so different.
Yeah.
Because you move with such precision. You move with authority. You move like you know what you want to do and you know what you want from the world. And I feel like that confidence, like it just rubs off on people. And I've heard that from multiple people that work with you.
Yeah.
I gotta admire your discipline as well. I think you were over last week and we are talking about you were heading to the studio after we were talking, and I offered you a beer. You're like, nah, I don't drink, I don't smoke before I hit the studio. I want to keep a clear mind.
Yeah.
Where does that discipline come from?
I've never been a smoker like that. Anybody that tell you, me and everybody's surprised, like, what, you live in LA? That's like the weed city of the world, blah, blah, blah. But me, I ain't never been a smoker. My mom used to smoke. My whole family, friends, everybody smoked. It's just, I never been like a smoker, because my first time smoking was like 16, and I had a bad high. I smoked out of, remember the cans? Yeah, you smoke out of that, you get a little pipe. Yeah, I smoked out of that, and I smoked out of the apple before, and I didn't like it. So that just like messed me up ever since then. I didn't usually start smoking until I moved out here.
That's like the teenager shit, like when you first start smoking.
Yeah.
You get the can, you poke the hole.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
So I'm like, nah, I'm not feeling this right here. I'm not feeling this.
Yeah.
I don't even drink like that, because when I smoke and drink, I'm more tired than anything. Maybe because of not the brand, the string that I'm smoking. I think it's like sativa.
Yeah,
I think
that
indica is the one that make you sleepy. I think it's I'm
the couch, as you can.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's exactly me. So when I smoke or drink, bro, everybody knows that Wes is done. He's going to sleep. So me in the studio, I don't like being sleepy. I like to be very hands-on. Like, yeah, like you got to come to the studio with me. I'm very hands-on. I really like to be behind the engineer or on the side engineer, and really work on that.
You never feel peer, because I feel like the circle around you, people rolling up right now smoking. Will you never feel that peer pressure to just like kind of join in or whatever?
Hell nah. I could literally be like, nah, I don't want that. And the homies know that because I don't smoke. They don't be like, oh, you a bitch, you don't listen.
Yeah, try to pressure you.
Yeah, like they know that. Like when I smoke, they get excited. They be like, oh, what's smoking?
Celebration.
Yeah. Yo, what? So like to me, it's I don't get no peer pressure from the homies or nobody. So it's easy for me to just turn that down.
Yeah.
You know, yeah.
So, do we want to start bringing people in?
I think we should. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Wait. Let me
Cool.
tell you how I met T-Bone. Let me tell you how I met T-Bone and how gifted I
That was
met
actually my question, and then I wanted to bring him in.
Oh, okay.
Let's see that
Yeah,
first.
but you want to hear that?
But yeah.
Oh,
Go ahead.
Okay, hold on. Who I think it was Sunita that introduced me to T-Bone.
Actually, let's get him in here so just in case he can corroborate your story and tell his side. Yo, T-Bone.
Yo, T,
we need you right now.
yeah.
And guys, if you wouldn't mind, because he doesn't have a mic, just keep it low just so these mics can pick it up. Thank you. What up, man?
My guy.
So this is T-Bone right here. T-Bone helped produce, right? You have produced Gifted Underachiever?
Yeah, whole thing, man.
So right now we're talking about, Wes was just talking about how he met you. So he's just going to tell us the story, and I'm interested to hear your perspective on it.
I think Sunita introduced us. I think Sunita had a studio session or something like that. Or maybe it was Instagram.
Yeah. Or, the shows we were doing at La Ruta.
Oh, that's when we first met. Yeah, the shows in La Ruta. Yeah. The first shows in La Ruta, that was when we first met. And I remember he told me, he was like, yo, when I was performing, he seen everybody gravitated towards me. He was like, yo, who the fuck is this? Because I'm hanging out with people he know, and he never met me before. So he's like, he knows this person, he knows this person. So he's like, what the hell? And then from there, we from there, we was doing our thing. And then once I got to his house, bro, we just like instantly build like a friendship. Instantly. Like it was just natural. Like it was like I left and I came back and like, what's up, bro? We was catching up like that, bro. To be honest, man, like our bond, our friendship, and like our music and musically relationship, or I feel like I'm saying that the right way. It was so natural, bro. We literally did Gifted Underachiever in 5 sessions, like. In 5 sessions, like 1 song, 2 song, 3 song, 4 song, 5 song, boom. That's collect. All right, let's throw that out. And, we did the artwork and everything. It was just like everything just came in play. It was like boom, 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 boom. We had the singers, Kaleo pull up. Boom, boom. So like me and T-Bone relationship, it was just like natural, man. So like even to this day, like I call him the bro, the fam. Like, yo, what's up, bro? If you need anything, let me know. So
is there a way you guys work with? How are you guys able to like be so like precise with the moves and bang shit out that quick? Is there a sort of a formula that you guys like to work with?
we probably got the same work ethic.
I mean, I believe, we do work. Like, I feel like sometimes, like, when I'm not working, like, I get anxious and stuff, you know what I mean? But on the other hand, like,
give me my mic.
oh, for sure. Like, on the other hand, when me and Wes met, like, before we actually met in person, like, dapped each other up, like, I had sent him a bunch of beats. So he already came ready, you know what I mean? And that's like, I feel like that's how it started, you know what I mean? It just like took off from there, and it just like, ever since we've been going, making tracks with everybody, Kaleo, Jay, all of us, bro,
How long you been making music for?
About 4, going on 5 years now.
You also rap too.
I do,
right?
I do, yeah. I have a feature on, we're on Young Seven.
Young Sevens,
on the
yeah.
second verse.
Yeah. Did you start with beats? You start rapping?
I actually started with rapping on FL Studio, and I just like, I wanted to figure it out, and I was just recording myself and using these YouTube beats. And after a while, shout out to my homie Chewy, like he's an amazing producer. Like we've just like taught each other so much stuff along the way, and just like now I'm just making all my own beats, giving them to the homies, and it's just been great. Like I hope it can take us somewhere eventually, you know what I mean?
It is.
I believe it will.
Real.
You know,
It's fire.
So back to like how you guys met. So who did you work with within the crew? Were you guys already sort of a collective, and then Wes got brought into the collective? How did that whole thing come about?
honestly, like I was Kaleo, I was always working with Kaleo like before previously, and just like working with him at Chewy's studio and all that, and it just kind of just fit in, you know what I mean? It felt like it was meant to be there, you know what I mean? And just like the different feel he brings, it's just very cool to work with, you know? I enjoy it. And it's just,
Also, so Young Sevens, can you guys talk about like making that song and sort of the meaning behind the title Young Seven?
Yeah, Young Seven is kind of like it's kind of like a movement I'm trying to create. I feel like anybody could be involved in it, or anybody could be in it. Young Seven is just like it's it's a G. Stay solid. If the seventh alphabet, and the seventh letter in the alphabet is G. So, a young seven, young G, I feel like everybody can relate to that. And I'm not saying like you're supposed to be a gangster to be in this, or you're supposed to be a thug and everything. A young seven to me is somebody that's complete, that know himself, know his self-worth, and stay 10 toes on the pavement. Like now you see, what he say, 10 toes down on the pavement and stay solid. That's a young seven. So that's basically what the title is. And then me rapping on it, and then T-Bone rapping it, and gave his perspective on it, and that was a song, yeah. So that's what Young Seven is basically about. It's a movement, I feel like a lot of my homies are young sevens, y'all young sevens, and yeah. You want to say something more about the song?
No, you pretty much got it, bro.
Yeah,
and I honestly like when I first heard it, West said, "Yo, that's you on the second verse," and it's just like I just tried to just wrap everything up. You know what I mean? The whole cause I thought it was a very dope concept. I just tried to wrap everything up at the end so the listeners could just just enjoy what we brought to the table.
What about your relationship as like you rapping with each other? Is there like giving feedback on like a line or how you're gonna go?
Oh
about?
Yeah, bro.
Yeah,
we
how's that
gotta
like?
be hard on each other every time.
But we're such a fan of each other. So when he rap, I'm a really fan of his music and when he raps. So when he raps something, like it's hard for me to be like, oh no, that's whack, because I'm such a fan of his lyrics, his songs. I'll be like, because he brings it every time. So it's like I know when T-Bone get on the mic, I know I gotta step it up. I gotta make sure that I bring it as well. So when me and him go in, we go in. You know what I mean? Like he's spinning some crazy stuff, I'm spinning some crazy shit like that. So yeah, I feel like that's how our relationship is. It's like we kind of like feed off each other and our energy. Yeah. Even with beats and rapping too. When he bring me a beat and everything, and like he be like, yo, I think you should say it like this, or you should do it like this, and what you think about this. He's already giving me opinion and perspective on the beat. So once I go back home and write to it, or I write there and there in the studio, I already know what to say, just by our conversation. So yeah, so our feedback is just incredible.
What about the beat, the beat making on Gifted Underachiever? You want to talk a little bit about like how you go about making the beats, and like how do you know when a beat is a West beat compared to when it's a Kaleo beat that you want to give it to?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
That is a really good question.
I feel like we brought West to the east side on this project. You know what I mean? It's more of an East Coast boom bap, just a regular drum pattern. You know what I mean? For the most part, with just some like samples, however you want to describe the samples, however they make you feel. You know what I mean? But yeah, I feel like we brought him to this side. But yeah, you can still like notice it obviously in his rapping. But yeah.
When you make beats, do you have like a rapper in mind that you want to rap over that beat?
No,
you just
never.
make
Honestly, yeah, like it usually doesn't come to that point until maybe like the second listen of the beat after it's done. You know what I mean? Or maybe, I think West will sound cool on this, I think Kaleo will sound cool on this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But just stuff like that. Yeah, it's like you gotta see how the art looks after it's done. You know what I mean? I feel like that's just how I go about it. But
I'm curious real quick as a producer, like tight, you know what, like there's like type beats, like so and so type beats, so and so type beats. Like do you ever feel like you're making a beat with somebody in mind already, like their voice? Like do you already have a voice in mind when you're making a beat?
Honestly, no, I just kind of just go with it.
And whoever likes it, like it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
honestly.
I feel that.
But like, yeah, just sometimes like you'll be like, I think someone will sound cool on this while you're making it, and then kind of just gravitate towards that. But that's like not really how I work. You know what I mean?
Or do you let the artist just do their thing?
Yeah. I kind of just like bro, I won't make a beat if I don't like it. You know what I mean? Like if I'm making it, I'm like, damn, this shit sounds corny. I'll start over, or I'll just save it. And like I just like, I like to make shit I truly like. You know what I mean? Like I truly like the old boom bap, like the gritty sound. Like the Griselda sound. You know what I mean? Yeah, and I think like no one really tries to take it that route. So I feel like I can make an impact that way.
What about? I'll ask you one more question before we turn it back to Wes. What about you know, because I'm to be honest with you, I'm not too familiar with your rapping outside of Wes's work, and I definitely got to familiarize myself more with your work. But in terms of making a beat for yourself, like, and if you have any work that you're sort of like currently working on, is there any, like, what's that in terms of like creating something for yourself, and do you have something already in the pipeline?
I do. I actually have an album coming on the August 15th. But aside to your question, I'm sorry. Yeah, like I feel like as soon as, cause I usually start just cutting up the melody, cutting up a sample. But once I hear it, I usually like, yeah, I'm gonna take this one. Like I'm gonna keep this one for myself. But sometimes I do that and it just ends up like going to someone else. You know, it's just like how I was explaining it earlier. It's just like I tell people a lot, the beat will find you. You know what I mean? You're not gonna go find a beat and make a hit. The beat will find you. That's just my opinion, honestly.
Dope.
Well, thank you for jumping
Yeah,
in.
thanks for hanging out.
We might bring you back, but for now you can
Yeah,
go ahead
yeah.
and chill. Yeah, word. Thank you.
Smoke. Roll
It's like we're doing, like, job interviews or something.
That's my boy right there, T Bone. That's the dog.
So Wes, on the song on Standing on Gold Dayton's, actually, I want to talk about Standing on Gold Dayton's real quick.
Yeah.
I love the part of the song where you start like, because we talked about this part for shooting a video for this part. So
Yeah,
like,
we
you know
got-
which part I'm talking about. The part where you pretty much sound like you're foaming at the mouth for like success. Like you're really like, you sound like you want it right the fuck now.
Yeah.
So my question is, like, what does that look like to you? What does that kind of success look like to you? What are you trying to achieve?
Like I told you before, man, like to inspire people, man. I want my art to inspire people. I want to be something, you know what I want to be inspired to be like. There's certain people where their names on this earth is gonna be here forever. Jesus, his name's gonna be forever. You know what I mean? Walt Disney, Bill Gates. There's certain people that I look up to, like, are their names going to be around 30, 40 years from now? Yeah. There it is. And that's what I'm striving for. I want my name to be here forever. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's within fashion or music or whatever I get into, that's what I'm aiming for. Or like when people can sit back and be like, job well done, man. Wes, you did it. Your name is carved on the cement, like it's, so that's what I'm striving for. That's why instead of go Dayton's, like I let the listener know that I know my worth now, because on Sunrise on the West, I was like talking about my adolescent years, trying to find my worth. I was trying to find a way, trying to get to know myself as an artist, as a person, as a young male, so Standing on Gold Dayton's is basically telling you, like, I know what I can do, and I know my worth now. So a nigga can't tell me shit, a bitch can't tell me shit. It's like, I'm with whatever, I'm with all the activities. Let's do it, let's get it. Fuck everybody. I know what I could bring. It's like you like climbing on a mountaintop, and you reaching the mountaintop, and you celebrating. I know I got way more things I need to do before, but this is talking about my worth, though. I'm not talking about climbing the Billboard charts or getting more views or what streams, whatever. This is basically saying, like, I'm standing on Go Dayton's. Go Dayton's are rims, if nobody don't know. It's a specific rims that is very popular in the LA.
You won't see them here on the East Coast at all. We were just
Hell
talking
nah,
about that.
yeah,
We're gonna see it out
you're
here.
not gonna,
Go to LA,
yeah.
if you want to know more about Gold Dayton's and rent a car in LA, maybe you'll find out.
Yeah, so Go Dayton's is just a metaphor of like standing on the mountaintop, man, and being proud of yourself and knowing your worth and knowing yourself. You can look in the mirror and be like, yo, like, I'm a solid person, and yeah, you could look in the mirror and not be ashamed, not be depressed, you know?
You know what's funny? Like what you said earlier reminded me of what I used to when I was in college.
Huh.
I used to study at the library, and what I used to think the same thought you were just talking about. I feel like in terms of what do I want to achieve in life, my biggest achievement is if my name is in one of those motherfucking books. Because these books can live on forever, and if my name is in one of these books, that means I live on forever.
Exactly. Same perspective I have, man. When I was looking through, like, watching documentaries, even reading the Bible, I'm like, yo, these names is gonna be forever, you know. And that's one thing that I wanna. I don't care about the fame. I don't care. Even if I die today, you know, knock on wood. If I die today, knock on wood, I feel like in Lynn and my peers and my homies is gonna celebrate because I accomplished so much. My homies are proud of me, you know. My family's proud of me. So of course I want to accomplish more. I want the world to be proud of me, but like my homies and my peers and everything, them being proud of me means so much more, that my name within the community is going to live on forever. Even in Lynn, I feel like in Lynn I impact Lynn so much, and I could and you could debate. That's an argument. I could really debate that. Like within a year, I feel like I packed Lynn so much. This is my second home, and I'm here, and I feel like a lot of artists, a lot of people around me, will tell you the same thing. You know, I feel like there's no debate, no argument with that. You know, so and that's what I'm striving for. With every city, every place in the world, I want to be impactful.
So you were recently in California recently.
Right.
How was your trip, and also did you work on any music or anything when you were out there?
Honestly, didn't work on music that much. I did a hook, you know, for the homie. To be honest, I was just so happy to be back home, man, and I got to smell my flowers. Like, to be honest, like I told you before, my music is different. So me going back to the West Coast and me just traveling everywhere, you know, going to like people I used to grow up with and everything. And my homie was like, yo, like just because we don't post your shit or because we're not pushing like don't mean we're not listening. We see your grind. And, you know, I got real game bangers, bro. I'm talking about real game bangers freaking listen to Gunnery and knowing the lyrics more than I'm listening, like more than my lyrics, you know more of the lyrics than I do. So that right there put like a tear in my eye, like, okay, I got something and people are really enjoying my music out here, because at first I was doubtful. So me going back out there was a learning experience, and it was inspirational, because the people out there is proud of me, you know, and people out there is pushing me to keep going, keep this going. So out there was more of just being happy to be back home, being happy to see people I grew up with, and just and it was a learning experience, really, because I didn't know how much love I was getting out there until I went out there. So it was real dope, man. It was real dope.
And you shot a dope video out there too.
Oh yeah, I shot it in the hood too. I took Kaleo to the hood.
Yo, Kaleo. Yo, Kaleo.
I took Kaleo. Yo, West Street.
It's a good time to bring Kaleo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good time to bring Kaleo here.
To Live By, Die By videos on YouTube. You know, go look for that. It's with my homie Kaleo Jacobs. He's from Lynn. West Street is out and on every platform. It's my last project. You feel me? Yeah, so everybody get that on Apple Music, Spotify. What's good, King? What's good, G? You know what I'm saying? You don't know the vibes. We drinking champagne, you know what I'm saying? We drinking Moscato, all that. Man, I took him out to the LA, man, and it was so he enjoyed LA so much. I started appreciating back home, you know what I mean? So, and then I took him to the hood. We did the video to Live By, Die By. The homies pulled up, and you know it was a special moment for him and for me too, because Kaleo, I'm a big fan of Kaleo Jacobs. Even before I met him, I was a big fan. So for him to come back home with me and meet my people, meet my family, meet my friends and everything, and we could do a video and show that to the world that LA fuck with him, it was a beautiful moment, you know? So it's dope.
It's crazy because I really do appreciate that. And like, I know I've been drinking a little bit, but nah, to be honest, that moment was very, very special to me, because I've never been to Cali before my whole entire life. I'm 25 years old. To be honest, I never even left the country. I never done a lot of shit. I come from Lynn, Massachusetts, and I say it all the time, it's the land of no opportunity. You know what I'm trying to say? So when I went to the land of opportunity, it really changed my whole perspective on life. And yo, that's what I'm saying. From the first day I met you, yo, you've been like a brother to me. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, it's since the very first day, you know what I'm trying to say, we hit it off. Like, instantly. You know what I'm trying to say? That's what I'm saying. To be honest, it wasn't even about music. That's what I'm saying. It took us forever to get to music because we were just trying to get to the vibes. You know what I'm trying to say? Like we were literally just building a relationship way before the music. You know what I'm trying to say? So going to Cali and doing that, I'm telling you, I come from the land of no opportunity. I know exactly where I come from, and like, so when I seen a lot of those things, it really just opened my eyes to the different world. And that's what I'm saying. We go to your grandmother's house, and I'm like, yo, what? Like, nah, I'm looking at buildings. I'm looking at streets. Like, nah, we on the street. Like, yo, what? Oh, we at the corner store. Like, bro, I've been to corner stores my whole life, but just being out there I never ever done something like that. That's what I'm saying. I know I come from London. I come from the impoverishment. That's what I'm saying. I don't got a lot of money, you know what I'm trying to say, but I rap my shit out. That's what I'm saying. I speak my heart in all my music. So going to Cali was definitely something very, very different for me. It was very, very eye-opening, and it was something that I can always take to my heart, you know what I'm trying to say. That was a dope experience. Man, what? Oh my God. So of course you see it, you know, the palm trees and everything like that. So the one thing about it is so we didn't even do it in Hollywood. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, nah, we shot it in the hood. Like we was in the hood. Like, nah, we was some dudes. You feel what I'm trying to say? Like, that's just real love. You feel what I'm trying to say? When you go to a city like that, and because of course anybody can come from Lynn and go to Cali. You can do the Hollywood shit, and you can, you know, just do everything Cali vibes. But nah, did you really meet somebody? Like, did you really go out there and build connections or do anything like that? So when we went out there, I felt like it was a greater experience because I didn't just go out there and chill at the Hollywood sign or, you know, just be in Beverly Hills or walk the Walk of Fame or anything like that. Like, no, I met some real guys, man. I met some grandmothers and some friends and some peoples, and you know what I'm trying to say? And that's so when I shot the video, I really just had to step back a little bit and just take the time to realize, like, where I'm at and who I'm with. It was really a dope experience because I could have went out there and just did some Hollywood shit, but nah, we was really just in other people's environment. So I had to play the back seat, you know what I'm trying to say, and just look and learn, honestly.
Yeah, took him to Inglewood, took him to my favorite chicken spot, Louisiana Fried Chicken. Yeah, and it was dope too, cause driving around, if you listen to my music, I mentioned certain streets, like Florence on Light Skin Brad Jordan. You driving down Florence and you listen to me saying driving down Florence, it's like you get a like, oh, this is what he talking about. Yeah. When I said in that White Van song, I rather fuck with La Cienega, he's on La Cienega, like, oh, okay, this is what street he's talking about. So it was like, it was dope to like, for him to like, kind of like live within my raps, you know, and serving the streets and stuff like that. And this is where I used to stay at right here. And this is where I used to be over here. It was dope to like, cause he did that for me out here. So I had to like do that for him, you know? So it was dope, man. It was dope.
In terms of like both of you guys, it seems like, and I hope one day we get this type of record. But like to me, like, cause you guys are great, but you guys have both your different rapping styles, and I think it works so well together. And to me, you guys have this like, kind of this meth and red kind of like connection in my eyes. And I'm curious, you guys ever gonna release like a joint record together, like a meth and red kind of like how high type shit?
That would be fire.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, that idea is dope, and to be honest, it's already sparking some ideas. But like I say this all the time, to be honest, the way we make music is we spend hours and days in the studio. We really live in the studio. I'm not gonna lie, if we're not here, we're probably out of the studio or trying to get into some music or trying to do something like that. So records like that, I'm not gonna lie, we probably even got them already recorded. Or records like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, you know what I'm trying to say? Just because of how much we just sit in the studio so much and ideas just ring off all the time. We're creators. We don't really just sit there and be like, nah, we just here to just, you know, lollygag or do anything. When we get there, we really spend hours and time trying to build that craft. So yeah, records like that, I'm telling you, they might even already be recorded. And if not, they're not recorded right now, 100%. They're gonna get done. Like, yeah, they're gonna get done. So definitely be in the works for some new work.
The way me and Kaleo work, bro, we could probably go to the studio right now and drop a whole project.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? Because he rap fast, I write fast.
Well, I got a funny story after
this. Yeah. You go ahead.
All right, so to be honest, I'm gonna talk about the verse on Kane and Ho Dog meets Pernell.
Oh yeah,
100%.
Yeah.
This is, to be honest, it's the funniest thing ever. So I definitely not crown myself, but I know I can write a verse very, very quick. If I feel it, I can get in there. And to be honest, I can even freestyle. Like sometimes I can get in there and just be like, yo, punch me in, and I'll write a whole 16, like just write it in there. So I definitely pride myself, and I can definitely get a verse off very, very quick. But this was different. Like we showed up to Estee Nack in the mini mansion, and Wes already had, you know, he had the chorus together or whatever. I had nothing so far. So he plays the chorus. And everybody's writing. I'm writing, you know, Estee Nack's writing. Everybody's writing, everybody's drinking, and it's cool. Like 10 minutes go by. Wes stand up like, yeah, bro, I'm done. Like, I don't know what you guys is, I don't know what y'all doing. I don't know what you guys is on. I don't know if y'all was writing, but yeah, bro, I'm done. Punch me in right now. I'm telling you, I got like 4 lines. I don't even got nothing yet. I got no lines yet or nothing. And Wes is done. So I'm sitting there. I'm like, yeah, punch him in. Nah, I'm here. That's all right. Yeah, go ahead, punch him in. Yeah, so they punch him in, and I'm telling you, his first verse was the craziest verse I heard. I thought it was the dopest verse ever. I thought it was fire. And it's crazy. So we're so in tune to writing. Like, we're not even really, I'm not saying we're not listening, but I got to get my verse done. Like, I'm not going to lie. Like, so when he spit his verse, I was like, yeah, bro, that was hot. Yeah, that was cool. So I'm not really listening a little bit because I got to get my shit together.
Because when I'm recording with Kaleo, I actually, like, look at him from, like improvement. Like do you fuck with that? You know what I mean? Like, you fuck with that verse? So when I recorded my verse, I didn't see no reaction. So I'm just like, you know what I mean? But go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
So he's sitting there, and I'm writing my verse, and I'm telling you, I think it's a dope verse, but I'm not really giving him the reaction because I don't have nothing yet. And Estee Nack don't got nothing either, to be honest. I'll find out later. So Estee Nack don't got nothing either, so we're just sitting there. And he gets off the verse, he's sitting there, we're listening to it back. He stands up 5 minutes later and goes, to be honest, yo, delete that shit. No cap, bro. Like, nah, delete that shit. He's like, nah, I'm gonna write a whole nother verse. As soon as he said that shit, I was like, yeah, bro, yeah, I'm not gonna lie, you should probably write another one. Yeah, yo, go ahead, do
some more time.
Do another verse, yo, cause I have nothing. I don't got nothing yet, so I'm just trying to buy time, cause I'm telling you, I thought that first verse was cold. I thought it was. I think even Estee Nack thought it was cold too, but we were just so in tune to writing that we just didn't give him that satisfaction or whatever. So 5 minutes go by, and he like, nah, I wanna write my next verse or whatever this is saying. We're like, yeah, bro, go ahead, write another verse and do that. Gave us more time to write, gave us more time to get into everything. So finally, it's crazy. So he write another verse, and I guess he take verses from the first one. So he's even the first one. I'll finish the first one again. But by that time, we all done. So at that time, so finally he finished his. He goes in, raps his verse. I'm done. I'm like, yeah, bro, I'm next. Let's do this. I'm like, I got my verse together. You were just saying. I was like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not rewriting my shit. I was like, I'm standing on it. So he writes his second verse. I spit my verse, and we see Estee Nack writing his verse too. And he spits his verse too, and it was probably the dopest moment ever because it was funny as shit. It was hilarious. I'm telling you, if you would have kept that first verse, it was you should have. I'm not gonna lie, you should have. But I was writing at the time. You were just saying, so I wasn't giving him that. I needed some more time to get it up. I needed some more time.
Because like to me, it's like. And this happens all the time with me. If I'm rapping, if I'm in the studio with a bunch of people and I'm rapping, but I don't get no reaction, that's not it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm going back to the drawing board
Mm-hmm.
right there and there. And I like writing right there and there so people know I'm serious. Like, oh, you just come with that just right now? You know, even when we recorded Spiritual Conflict, I was rapping my ass off.
Mm-hmm.
And the girl his homegirl was just like, oh, the hell nah.
Gotta do something
Oh,
different.
nah, you
gotta
gonna get
change
up. Yeah, you gonna, you hold on, nah. So I went back to the drawing board. This shit's child's play. And she was like, oh shit, okay, yeah, like it brought it, because I did that. It gave her a whole different perspective, at me as an artist. So it's like I want to win. I want to, I want you to be a fan. And when you step out the studio with me, artists or not, I want you to be a fan of me. I want to make sure you're a fan of me. So I say things, I do things, how I deliver. I might change my voice, whatever. But I want you to step out and be like, okay, yeah, I fuck with West.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's my goal when I get in the studio with anybody. Yeah, so it's dope.
Kaleo, I have one more question for you.
Yes, sir.
We talked earlier. West talked earlier about how great it was to work with Estee, somebody who's been around the game for a long time, has had just many different stints and many different he's just done his thing, right?
Yeah.
How was it for you being another rapper from Lynn to work with somebody like Estee?
Oh man, so my main producer is the Twins, and Estee Nack is actually the Twins' cousin. So I was in tune to Estee Nack. I'm talking about 8th grade. Even a little bit before that, just very in tune. And Twin used to tell me all the time how knowledgeable and how I'm telling you, you spend 5 minutes with him and he's gonna change your life. You feel what I'm trying to say? So from 8th grade, I got that vibe from him. So I used to go to Estee Nack's house a lot and just would say nothing. I would spend days, I spend years there and just would never say anything, just because I'm like, nah, he's the teacher. You know what I'm gonna say? Like, I'm gonna go to his crib. I don't got nothing to say. He's the guy I gotta learn it from, just because the aura that was built around him, because through twins and everything like that. So for years and years, I really would just go to his crib and I would just look and learn. I wouldn't say nothing, and he would really just spit game to everybody. He'd teach you how to get on and get your craft together and believe in yourself and do things like that. And he would really do that for real. Like, and just his outlook on life would be so different. So I would sit there for the longest time and not necessarily saying I had the confidence. I wanted to build my rapport first before I even decided to, try to ask him for a record or anything like that. But I say this about West's characters, like, he's so proactive. Like, I've known Estee Nack for maybe like 8 years now, haven't got a verse. Not necessarily saying that the verse couldn't have got done, but I was just in a mood where I just wanted to look and learn for just a while. West comes through proactive. Nah, I gotta get it done now, and now I'm on a song with him. You know what I'm trying to say? So it was a real dope experience just to get that out, because it's just Estee Nack. I definitely sat there for years and years and just looked and learned. I just never really said nothing. I go there, I smoke weed, I just listen to him. He'd talk about a whole bunch of life, and I'd just be like, man, this is crazy. You know what I'm trying to say? So that day especially that we pulling up there, and that's what I'm saying, it's all a crazy, crazy vibe. It was definitely something I can do, write in the books. It was dope as shit working with Estee Nack.
Yeah, Gifted. This album, Gifted Underachiever, was just, it was a special moment. Even recording Standing on Go Dayton's and Hair, how that came about. Kano Dog Meets Purnell, how that came about. How Young Seven, Hallelujah. Even Light Skin Brad Jordan. I feel like that's a lot of. I feel like that's a lot of people's favorite too, because like my flow is like real East Coast-ish on that sound. So this project was just like I wouldn't say it's a Lynn project, but it was like an ode to Lynn, because you could really see my growth from West Street lyrically to Gifted Underachiever. You could see the growth if you listen to both projects, in a short amount of time, because I soaked game from him. I soaked game from Estee. I soaked game from Mike L. My whole team, now you see. So I soaked game from everybody, and that's what kind of like made Wst Taylor who he is now. You know what I mean? Like, I'll give you a fun fact. How Gunna Tree came about, right? It's because of this man right here. I listened to Legal. Have you heard Legal? That's like how people say Gunna Tree is my song. Like that's it. That's Khalil's, like, that's the dagger right there. And I sat back and listened to it, and I was like listening to that. I was listening to how Twin rap. I was listening to how like all these niggas rap, and I was like, okay, nah, I gotta take some words out. I gotta step my shit up if I want to be next to these guys. And that's how, and I just soaked how everybody rapped and made it my style. I just made it my style. And that's how Gunna Tree came along. That's how Standing on Go Dayton's came along. All my other songs from that point, it's like you hear the difference between Sunrise on the West and to the Gifted Underachiever. Totally different now. It's really Lynn inspired,
Are y'all like a collective, and is there like a name or some shit that you guys have for like the group? Because I know a lot of y'all work with each other a lot, and so I'm curious what the collective's like.
We don't have a name to the collective. Yeah. We don't. But we all fuck with each other. Like I said, I feel like everybody that I fuck with, like Kaleo, Now You See, Mike L, Tea Bone, the twins. Who else I'm missing? Charles, Trace. Yo, I feel like nobody's not fucking with this sound. So we do need to make a collective name, because I feel like even the production side, when it comes to Ricky, when it comes to Mike L, when it comes to T-Bone, the twins, nobody not fucking with their sound out here. So to me, like, as a collective, if we form a collective, it will go crazy.
It's crazy.
It will go crazy because nobody's not fucking with us. And I'm going to keep saying that.
Yeah.
So
we stand on 100%. Nobody fucking with us, and that's so fucking
nobody.
Real. You heard?
Shout out to C4 too. He's not like
he's not there, but yeah, he coming. He right
with
there.
us though. He with us.
He worked. Yo, that's what I'm saying. If anybody knows C4, he's a very hard working artist from Lynn. He's on the rise, and he's doing his thing. But the collective idea has definitely been brought to our own path 100%. We've been. We talk about it all the time. We know we have to get something together, because I feel like it'll be easier to support instead of trying to support us all individually. If we just got behind the group thing, I feel like it's very easy to be like, nah, I like their whole movement. Like that whole squad is crazy. They go. So I know we need the collective. We do need it, but honestly, we just been waiting for it to build organically. We're not really trying to rush it or put no pressure on it and things like that. We don't want it to feel like we have to try to be something or anything like that. So it'll just come. And honestly, like, I know no. I'm not saying it'll come.
we're working on it.
We building it, but
Building
we're
it.
not trying to just rush it. It'll definitely feel itself out.
It might come out next year. It might, you know what I mean? We might do a whole compilation tape. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's actually a good idea. I might do that compilation tape of the whole squad. Yeah. We gotta do that. Hey, I need the verses. I need to cut. Yeah, we gotta do that.
Kaleo, real quick.
Yeah.
I gotta let you get your shit off on Activist. Talk real quick about Activist. Let the people know.
100%. Real quick, let y'all know, man. Activist is on all platforms right now, man. It's, to be honest, they're gonna call it an album, but yeah, it's my new album coming out. It's Activist. It's 18 songs. It's crazy body of work. It's a mixture of rapping. I sing a little bit. I do it all. Crazy dope features. I done mix it up from Cali to Lynn to everywhere you can think of, to Connecticut to everywhere, man. So Activist is. It's amazing. It's a super dope project, and it's one of those things where you can listen to the whole thing. I'm not here for a facade. I'm not here to try to be hype. I'm not here to try to ride no wave. I got dope music, and it's from the heart. So if you can take it, you can listen to it, and I really do.
Especially in these times, man. It's like a great project for these times.
That's what I'm
that.
saying.
And
nobody
you
not
rap your ass off.
I
I'm
appreciate
saying
that.
nobody not dropping the projects we drop. I feel like nobody can fuck with Active. I feel like nobody can fuck with Gifted Underachiever. I feel like nobody can fuck with Now You See projects. I feel like our project is really solid. We have perspective. We have content. We have the music, the
and
beat,
you wanna know what
the
is
production.
crazy? That it's dope that we definitely, nobody can fuck with us, and it's dope that platforms like this, that can really, give us the platform to really show that, because like it's finally time that we're getting recognition. A lot of us, been rapping for years and years, and it's like, I feel like it's been falling on deaf ears for a long time. So platforms like this come out, and it's like, we can finally talk our shit. We can finally get on and something like this. So this is just a dope experience to even be a part of a thing like Grindhouse, because this is amazing to finally give us the relevance. You know what I'm trying to say? Just to give us that platform to say, what. We are doing our shit. Y'all should fuck with us. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, man, we doing this for a long time.
Man.
Yeah, we
fuck
doing this for the longest.
shit.
So I really do appreciate you guys for, having us and having us everything.
Anytime.
Of course.
Oh, thank you, man.
Yeah.
Thank you for
Anytime.
My dog.
Activist, check it out, bro.
Activist, man. I'm on Hours, and I'm on Play Ball. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah, man. I honestly think Gifted Underachiever and West Street are complete albums. Like I said before, it gives you perspective, it gives you content, it gives you concepts, nice raps, nice production, nice melodies. I really think like Gifted Underachiever locally and underground, I'm gonna just say it's one of the best projects out right now. Fuck it, I really feel that way, and I will put my project against any other project out there. And that's how I really feel, and I think that a lot of people, y'all should get really in tune, man, because we humble at the same time, but like I feel like we're pushing a sound, even Grindhouse, we're pushing a sound totally different. I mean, these guys is working hard to give y'all music, give y'all culture, that you guys never heard of. Once you get in tune, I'm telling y'all gonna appreciate Grindhouse. You're gonna appreciate Wst Taylor, and we're gonna just like keep this shit going. We're gonna keep it going, bro. And y'all, it's not gonna fall on deaf ears anymore. Y'all really gonna be in tune with everything we do. And I'm telling y'all gonna fucking love it. For real.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Appreciate that.
Shit, Wst Taylor is Grindhouse. Grindhouse is Wst Taylor.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Definitely.
Critter, you got a question you want to ask the man?
Yes. Is there anyone that you haven't collaborated with that you want to collab with?
On the West Coast, there's a kid named Reggie Rare. Shout out to him because he actually set up my first performance in New York. He's from Palmdale. I went to high school out there. We didn't really know each other like that, but because of the music, we connected. And because he was a basketball nigga, he used to play basketball, and I was just doing my thing on some street shit and stuff like that. So we never really connected like that until now. So I want to work with him. Lynn, I want to work with Aldivino. I want to get a song off with him.
We got to see that for sure.
I want to get an Aldivino song.
Because he has another one. He's another one with the very unorthodox rap style.
Yeah,
as well.
yeah,
So I feel like you two on a record, that needs to happen.
Yeah, that would be crazy. Wst Taylor Aldivino track. C4. Damn, somebody outside of the gang. I think Alvino and C4 so far. I can't think anybody else. Cause everybody out. Oh, this kid named Cito. Cito, yo, this kid got a crazy voice. Yo, he like his delivery, like his voice. I'm just and Tyler Lovett. Oh, and Timmy Tyler. What's his name?
Timmy Tyler. Yeah.
Tim, yeah, I met him a week ago. We was at the block with it, and we just gave each other flowers. And I want to work with him too. I think he's real dope. I like his work ethic. Like I like a lot of people want us to be like was trying to click us together in the beginning. But me, I like to be face to face. I want to be I want to meet you and stuff like that. But yeah, definitely those three. I think I named four. Those four right there. I want to work with. I can't think of anybody else at the moment, and I'm sorry because there's a lot of rappers in my head that I can't think of, and I know y'all out there. I want to work with all y'all. I want to fuck with all y'all, to be honest. Everybody in Lynn that I haven't worked with, I want to rock with y'all.
I want to talk about the last song. I made it out the mud. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
All right.
Yo, that's my favorite track.
Yeah, that's my favorite track
That's
too.
my favorite
That's
track.
my favorite track too. And I'm wondering, like, when did you, in terms of making that song and that realization that you made it out the mud, when did that come about? Like, how did that track and where did that thought process come about when you realize that you made it out the mud?
But look, if look where I'm at, man. Like, people ask me why I moved from LA to here, and don't get me wrong, I always like my old nickname used to be JT Rich. So I always had some type of money, always been kind of flashy and stuff like that. But the environment I was in, and like my mindset, I could never really show that. I could never really like prosper. So coming out here and being 5 minutes away from the beach, being the house that I'm in, being in the backyard I'm in, like I said, I got way more things to accomplish, way more things. But at the moment, it was just like in a moment, like, yo, I made it out of that. You know what I mean? Because I believe in God. So praise the Lord. Hallelujah. I made it out of all the trials and tribulations I've been through. I made it through all that, man. So it was like a metaphor for all the shit I've been through. I made it out. Because like I said, Gifted Underachiever is basically a story about, a loser trying to overcome his obstacles. So Hallelujah was the first track to let you know that I made it out. All the bullshit I've been through, I came. I made it out. I can still laugh. I can still smile. I got the head on my shoulders, and I got some more things to come. Wow. So yeah, and I love it.
Speaking real quick of the things to come, let's talk about that real quick. So you let me in a little bit on the next record you're working on. What can you tell the people, and when can we expect the next record to come? I know you just released Gifted Underachiever just recently, but when can we expect the next record?
I'm working. You might hear. I might drop 3 more projects this year before 2021. I'm working, man. My next project, the title right now is Slum City. That's going to be another ode to Lynn, where I'm at, and I feel like it's going to give you, I'm going to probably reminisce about my past and also talk about the present, where I'm at now. And Slum City is going to be a kind of a dark album, man. It's gonna be a dark album, man. It's gonna be about the slums. I feel like everybody can relate to that. It's gonna be about some flashy stuff. It's gonna be about some, it's gonna be about girl problems. I'm really gonna give you a lot of content. I'm aiming. I usually have short projects, so I'm aiming for like 12 to 15. That's the max, 12 to 15. It's gonna be a full concept album. It's gonna be skits. It's gonna be, interviews. It's gonna be, homies talking about different things within the songs and the projects. It's gonna be a whole different vibe than West Street. West Street was kind of like the blueprint. You'll hear little skits and stuff like that. When Live By Die By, you got the OG talk about Nipsey and stuff like that and gang banging. You hear my cousin talking at the end of the song with We Up with me and Names B. Shout out to Names B. This right here is gonna be like steroids on that. It's gonna be like every song is gonna be different, and every song have a different vibe, and it's gonna have different perspective, within the city of Lynn. So yeah, so OGs, come to me. I'm coming to y'all. I want to talk to y'all. Even the youngsters out here, I want to come here and talk to y'all. It's gonna be a whole good project. I'm gonna need y'all support. I need y'all support. So come, say fuck with me, man, for real, for real.
Damn, Slum City. That sounds like a project I'm gonna be waiting on.
Yes.
You better give me early access to that shit.
Of course. I'm gonna come to y'all first when it's just done and mixed and mastered, I'm coming to y'all.
You can sit down again.
Sit
and
down,
talk,
listen to it. Yup.
Hell yeah. Critter, you got any
Yeah.
last questions? We should probably wrap this up soon.
I was actually gonna ask about his next project, and you did. So
Wes, I think that's all for today. But man, thank you
Yeah.
so much for coming
I
on.
appreciate
Thank you
y'all.
for- thank you
Appreciate
so much
y'all.
for having us too.
Yeah,
man.
yeah,
This is a
man.
great
This
place.
is dope.
Yeah.
This is dope,
It's
man. Gifted Underachiever on every platform: Apple Music, Spotify, 5 tracks. Stand Up Go Dayton's, Light Skin Brad Jordan. You know, Kane O'Dog meets Pernell, Young 7 and Hallelujah. 5 tracks, amazing tracks, different verses. Shout out to Sunita. Shout out to T Bone for the production. Shout out to Kaleo. Shout out to Estee Nack. You know, this is a whole complete project right here. It's real dope. You get inspired, and you know, fuck with me, man. Like I said, you know, I feel like I could put that project against anybody's, man, and it'll stand out for real. So on every platform, Apple Music, Spotify, all that shit, Tidal, YouTube, all that, you know what I mean? Wst Taylor, WST.Taylor. Follow me on Instagram, 93infantwest, WEST. And, you know, shout out to Grindhouse for having me and, you know, letting me, you know, get be on the platform for me to talk my shit. You know, I appreciate y'all for real.
Definitely, man.
Yeah.
Gifted Underachiever, check it out, y'all. If you like this episode, like, comment, subscribe. You know, show us some love. We definitely need the
Oh,
love.
shout out to Michael, man. He's in the building right now,
Yeah,
too.
Shout out to
Shout out
Mike
to
L.
Michael.
Thank you, T Bone. Thank you, Kaleo. Charles, I see you. Now you see, I see you. Who else is over there? Jay Magdolo. They're all hanging out. Shout outs to all you guys for coming through.
Yep.
But yeah, man, show some love. Share this episode. Definitely show these dudes some love because they're super talented. All right, y'all. That's all we got.
all right, peace.
Peace.